Okay, so, as the readings and the music were like the whole talk, actually, but, I gotta say a few words anyway. So, Thanksgiving is less than a week away. And we are always reminded of gratitude. That's the day to remind us if we forget. I don't think that we should be grateful just one day out of the year, but it's a good reminder. We have 364 more days in the year to express our gratitude. And we can always find something to be grateful for, always. I don't care what's going on. We can always find something. And as I was thinking about this talk this morning, I thought of a line from a song by Jamie Lula, a spiritual New Thought writer and performer. He wrote this in his song: I have so much to be grateful than to be sorry for. I have so much to be grateful than to be sorry for. I think that could be very powerful to use and to think of in our lives. So I want to start this service with a brief meditation. So I invite you to close your eyes, very brief, but just to get us into letting go of everything that went on for this very moment here. So take a deep breath and repeat to yourself, I have so much more to be grateful than to be sorry for. I have so much more to be grateful than to be sorry for. Think about that several times. And then in your mind, start listing all the things that you have to be grateful for. And then start whispering them out loud. Don't be bashful. I don't hear anything.
I have. Gathering.
Thank you.
My job. My sister. Joyful gathering.
And then say, slow beginning, that's fine. And say internally, I now see I have so much more to be grateful than to be sorry for.
I now see I have so much more to be grateful for than to be sorry.
Thank you, Dana. I love participation because you're paying attention. Thank you. Oh, and just bring yourself back to this room. Just taking that moment, just filling your heart with gratitude. Every Thanksgiving, I read a passage from Dr. Ernest Holmes in his Science of Mind textbook. In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. Sometimes it doesn't feel like heaven, but for now, that's where we are. We're in heaven. So what does salutary mean? It means healthy, invigorating, good, helpful, advantageous. Now let's put this definition into language, and we might say verify for salutary. Verify, affirm, announce, and indicate. So we're going to use that quote again. A little tweaking here. In everything, we give thanks, an attitude of gratitude is most advantageous and announces the realization that we are now in heaven. I give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most invigorating and affirms the realization that we are now in heaven. Or how about this one? In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most healthy and verifies that we are now in heaven. Did you know, and I think a lot of you do by now, if not, you will, you'll be hearing a lot about it, that science has proven that an attitude of gratitude is indeed a healthy attitude. Healthy attitude. In fact, it has the most salutary effect on the body itself, these physical forms we inhabit. In 1993, and they're still proving it now, there's more current ones, but I'll quote this one. In 1993, a research team led by Glenn Ream and Colin McCready measured the effects of certain emotion on the human DNA. They used research subjects who were trained to manage their feelings. The researchers took DNA samples, and when they were feeling gratitude, love, and appreciation, as well as when they were feeling anger, fear, resentment, stress, when the participants felt anger, fear, frustration, stress, their DNA responded by tightening up, and it became shorter and switched off many of the DNA codes. And this is being proven even as we speak. It's more and more research going into this. How our emotions affect our physicality. They affect more than just how we feel. They affect our bodies, our DNA. But when the subjects felt love, joy, appreciation, the shutdown DNA codes reversed, and the DNA strands became relaxed and unwound, and in fact, they lengthened. This is amazing, because we're made up of that DNA, and so it's truly affecting our body. The experiment was later followed by testing HIV-positive patients. They discovered that the feelings of love, gratitude, and appreciation increased the body's resistance to the virus up to 300,000%. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Don't tell me we can't cure ourselves. We are our own doctors if we believe that. We can physically and mentally and spiritually cure anything that is going on in our physical forms. And that's pretty impressive evidence that walking in gratitude is a really good idea. So for what shall we be grateful? Ernest Holmes says, in everything give thanks. In everything. And I agree. But typically, we give thanks for things we have in our lives already, for relationships, for health, our spiritual community, our jobs, stuff. I love my stuff. Stuff that we might have. People are all getting rid of their stuff. I read these memes on social media, like, how I accumulated all this stuff and now I'm giving it all away. And I'm like, well, geez, I know I'm a late bloomer, so I'm just accumulating more. Anyway, I digress. That's all wonderful. Let me move on. In the past, we have looked at being grateful for the wonderful God qualities, the spiritual gifts that we each possess. And that too is wonderful. And we have looked at the stuff in our lives that we may label yucky, the stuff that we really don't want, and said, because we teach this here, that even then we're grateful, or at least we give thanks for the blessings of the lessons learned from those experiences, and call forth that blessing. And if you remember, the teacher of teachers in our New Thought spiritual teaching, Emma Curtis Hopkins, said this too is God. This too is good. This too is God. And this too is for me. I demand to see the blessing in it. Do we demand to see the blessing even in the things that don't look good? Remember, my life is unfolding perfectly, no matter what. You're going to be hearing that for the rest of my life until I come up with a new one. I love that. No matter what. No matter what. But that's not where we're going to focus today. Our gratitude, we're going to go even deeper. And you might say, if I'm not going to be grateful for things in my life, if I'm not going to be grateful for future things in my life, if I am not grateful for my spiritual gifts, if I'm not grateful for my shadow self, and if I'm not grateful for the challenges and learning opportunities in my life, well then there's really nothing left. And I say, au contraire, my friend. Au contraire. Don't you like that word? I don't get to use it often. So you're my guinea pig. So how about these things? Our oneness. Because we teach here that we are one with the great infinite energy that we might call God, but we can call many different names. The field of infinite potential, the law, we can call it many things. But there's only one here, one energy, one power. I am grateful that there is a singular presence in this universe that runs in, through, and as all things. You know, our bodies are impressed upon this divine energy. This energy doesn't even have to be divine, it's energy. Pure energy. I'm grateful that this singular presence, this presence called God, Holy Spirit, mind, intelligence, Allah, love, energy, whatever you want to call it, is the very essence of who I am. And it's the very essence of who each and every one here is. And it's nearer to us than our breath, closer than our hands and our feet. This is the presence of good. It is only good. The nature of this energy, this God, is only good. It does not see the opposite. We've been given that gift of free will so we can see the opposites of that. But there could be nothing that opposes the good in divine mind. Because everything would collapse. All the planets, all the systems would all collapse. There must be divine order. There must be complete harmony in the universal world. I'm grateful for this one singular presence that operates through an infallible process that we call the law. We call it the law, divine law, to create form. God thinks, and God's thoughts are created by the law to manifest immediately. God said, let there be light, and there was light. Immediately. There's no pause. We have pauses in between, because we are the microcosms of that. So we might have a pause in between, which can be a good thing sometimes. But we create through our thoughts. And this process operates infallibly in me through me. It's what I think, it's what I feel, and it's what I believe. And this goes into the infallible law and brings forth the experiences in my life. And then we can be grateful for affirmative prayer, because that's what we do here, spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. I am so grateful that I can align myself with this beauty, this peace, harmony, joy, plenty, and infinite beauty that the universe has for me through this infallible law. I create, and you also create with those same qualities in you by your choice through that infallible law. It is neutral, so it gives back what we put into it, what we think, what we feel. It comes back to us as experience. And I'm grateful for free will, for volition, choice. We always, always, always stand at choice. I love when people say, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, you did. You always are at choice. Making no choice at all is still a choice, right? We've heard that, and it's true. That we were made in the image and likeness of the divine and imbued with all the qualities, all of those beautiful qualities. Anytime we choose, we can align with this completely, because it's who we are. But a lot of people, most people walk through life sleepwalking. They don't even realize that they're a choice to create a life through their thoughts and their emotions. We can choose freedom or bondage, love or hate. We can choose just about anything, because the result of that choice will be what we experience in life. It will be. We don't like a lot of things that are going on. We just don't like them. And the more we hold that resentment and that hate, the more it will manifest in every single area of our lives. Every area. And then we have reciprocity. I'm grateful that the universe does respond to us according to that which we think, feel, and believe. And what we are to the world is to us. And it happens again and again. If we don't like what is going on and what we think the world is telling us, we have the power to change by changing remember cause and effect. But the cause is the thought and the emotion combined that creates the effect. We don't like the effect, change the cause, which is the thought. Thought is first. A lot of people have that mixed up. Emotion is not. Thought is first, and a lot of it is stored in our subconscious, so we're not even aware, and we think it's the emotion first. It's not. And then we move on to abundance. As the reading, it was the prayer this morning that Reverend Carol Mayo did. I am grateful, eternally grateful, that I live in a world of infinite possibilities, infinite abundance, and that all I have to do is to look around and see the leaves on the trees, the grains of sand on a beach, look up into the skies and see the endless stars at night, or into the ocean. It looks, when we're standing at a certain vantage point, it looks limitless. It looks like it never ends. This is abundance. This is nature giving us that gift, teaching us that if we are open and aware to it and see it and feel it, that we too can then feel that abundance for it. And that this abundance, all of the abundance, is mine and your divine inheritance simply because of who we are. Simply because of who we are. Then we have forgiveness. Big. I am thankful for this incredible tool for aligning myself with the flow of life. The flow of life that I can use at any moment of any day with the tool of forgiveness. Our health is not worth jeopardizing through resentment, through anger, and through unforgiveness. It doesn't serve us. It makes us ill. It tightens our DNA. Remember that. You can enjoy life. You can't enjoy life if you're walking around with resentment and anger in your heart. You're doing it to you. You are the victim. And we don't like victim consciousness here, right? Right, we don't like that. We like to stand in our superpower, our power of who we are. Moves on to immortality. I am so thankful for my essence, the truth of who I am. And the truth of who I am did not start with this body, nor will it end when this body is no longer here. The essence of who I am is on an eternal journey. So exciting. That's why when someone passes, we can say they're on to their new adventure. Because it's an eternal journey. There is no death in energy. Energy is not stagnant. Energy does not destroy, not divine energy, not the infinite energy. It creates. That's what it does. And through the creation, it evolves. And Christ consciousness. Finally, this morning, I am so grateful for the Jewish mystic who walked this earth. They say 2,000 years ago. There are so many mixed messages on that. Who knows? But the teachings that Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus the Christ, Jesus the Anointed One, who was the way shower, who was the example, not the exception, showed us so many incredible ways of being connected with the infinite allness through our awareness. The Father and I are one. He said that. He was a New Thought teacher. But he didn't start a religion. Jesus the Christ did not start a religion. Man started that religion. So that's something to keep in mind. He did not know where he started and God stopped, or where God started and he stopped. The man said, "This and more you can do." Meaning, we are so capable of doing so many things that we don't even realize that we can do. We're so powerful. We just have to choose it and believe it. Have that faith. Metaphysics and quantum physics are so aligned. They are so in sync with one another. Everything that Ernest Holmes wrote in his Science of Mind book is now being proved scientifically. And that makes me feel so incredibly happy that this spirituality that we've been involved in and we study is scientifically being proven through quantum physics, because we live in a quantum world. I'm grateful for the spiritual system that enabled me to develop the consciousness that attracted each and every one of you. Because together we can bless this planet. We can bless this world through our consciousness. We don't let anyone else interfere with our consciousness and our beliefs. I was talking to someone yesterday who is an environmental activist, and she was so upset because she felt that everything was going to be ending soon, that she put all of those years of work into. I said, this was at a memorial service, I said, don't you even think that. You keep doing the work that you are doing because you need to do it for the benefit of this planet and humankind. You need to do it. We don't let anything stop us when we are on the right path. And the right path we know because it feels so completely right. Think about where you were a year ago in consciousness. We are always evolving. Every moment of every day, we evolve. Look back and think about what your life looked like before you found spirituality or any of these things. And tell me that you didn't evolve. I know I did. And to know that every single person is a unique expression of God. So remember, we have so much more to be grateful than to be sorry for. So let's be grateful for the people in our lives, for the lives we live, the things in our lives, future things in our lives, our spiritual gifts, our shadow self, even the challenges and learned opportunities in our life. That's our work on this planet. We're not here to lay around and not do anything. We need, because we're awake and aware, so we work on our consciousness. We continuously improve our lives by that work on ourselves. And I'm so grateful for our evolution, the evolution of humankind, our personal evolution. When we evolve ourselves individually, we are evolving the whole, the entire system, the divine energy of the energy. Doesn't have to be divine. That energy is always evolving through creation. And that's how we evolve. We evolve that way. So today, let us possess that grateful presence, really, for the spiritual system in which we live and how it operates in and through our lives. We are powerful creators. Let's be grateful for the evolution of humankind, for our personal evolution. Where, as I said before, where were you a year ago on consciousness? And just be grateful for the expansion that you have made in your own personal lives. And just to be grateful for life itself. There's so much more, as I said, to be grateful for than to be sorry for. We're going to focus on gratitude. I hope you are all going to focus on gratitude. It is the highest vibration that there is. Gratitude. If you're in a horrible situation, find something to be grateful for. Write it down. That's why those gratitude journals are so important. And that is my talk for our Thanksgiving coming up. I could keep going on, but I'm going to let you all go. I don't think it recorded it.
Yes, it did.